You ever do something three or four or five times and it keeps coming out wrong? Well, that's kind of what happened to me today. And it was just this damn computer not syncing up right with the audio, and everything just kept going amiss. But I kept at it, and here I am, wiped the computer clean, and yeah, this is why you keep everything on the cloud, all your pictures, all your music, all your documents, and um, the best tip for this is to get one of these bucket ass old Google Pixel phones. I believe it goes up to 4A. Don't quote me, I'll do some research and I'll shoot it on the screen over here. But basically, there's this loophole that says if you have an older Google phone, you get unlimited photo storage. Now, I mean, here's a really funny clip about, paying too much for Apple storage in general. Because just like everything in life, everything's now become a subscription. Nothing's as you bought it, right? But this is right when Google was getting into the cell phone game. Still early, we're at what, the Fold, the Pixel 9 or 10. I've honestly lost count, but you get unlimited photos, unlimited video backup, and the only thing is it's a little compressed and everything looks fine. Let me see here. Let me get a photo. Here we go. Last holiday season. I mean, this is probably some terrible quality because we're looking at it, from a webcam. But yeah, um, fun tip: get a old Google Pixel, get an app like Sync on this phone and your phone that you take pictures on, and whenever they're on the same network Wi-Fi, they'll go ahead and pick each other up, and they'll back each other's files up, and then your Google Pixel will send all of those cool images to the cloud where it will get saved for free. And I know there's going to be some file head of some kind that's gonna scream about the quality is being degraded, and that's fine. You know what? That might work for you. I got a friend who will only now watch stuff in 4K, and it's lucky if he watches it in 1080p. But I respect the guy highly, and I kind of see the point. It's like if you got it in the highest quality, why and the ability and means to see it that way, especially be it your favorite films, why not? But yeah, just going on to say just how everything's a joke in today's market. Everything's a subscription. All we can do is survive and stay about our wits. I look for little tips and tricks and how to get around in life because I'm certainly not buying a new car with all the crap I hear about with the first BMW doing the heated seats, and now I believe it's Toyota, doing their own maps, their own Toyota screen, music and streaming, things of that nature. And that the deals just keep kind of getting worse. They give you a lease with 3 years, and then the next lease you get's 1 year. So yeah, that I mean, obviously I think we're all fighting the urge to save as much money as possible because here's a shocker. Christmas is 4 days away. I don't have much money to give, buy presents, to get stuff for my wife. It's hard, and it's something I think a lot of guys can relate to right now about just how our pride is tied to being able to provide, whether it's support, emotional, financial, however you provide it, right? It's your service that you're giving basically. And I don't mean to say that it's work. I mean that you do it willingly. I mean, as husbands, as fathers, as sons, as friends, I think we all, strive to be the best person we can amongst our family members and siblings. Forgot about siblings. So yeah, we just gotta do the best we can in this messed up world where it's a two-tier system. Because last time I checked, you know, you can't really go around essaying people and then go from a federal high maximum security prison to Club Fed, where the Theranos girl is hanging out, you know. But, you know, like I said, this is the world we live in. It's a two-tier system. You can either believe it or not. You could say, hey, justice is blind. Yeah, just slip her a couple million, you know, and that weight, you know, comes a little bit on your side, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, all we can do is just keep moving forward. I'm gonna keep applying to get back in the job market so I can be the provider and support that my family needs. Right now, I'm basically my mom's full-time caregiver, and it's disheartening to, like I said, to know that I'm kind of being pulled in two different directions on how to best be the provider for the house as well as, you know, caregiver for my mother. She has dementia. It's the worst goddamn thing any family member could go through. You really have no idea what you're dealing with until you go through it personally. That's the only thing I could say. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Okay, this robs the person that you knew slowly, minute by minute, and you see it day by day, and you just have to keep putting on a smile and saying that everything's fine and that you're not an idiot. You know, you didn't see the fork or the salt right in front of you. I lose my keys every day, and my wife, you know, laughingly says it's true. But these are the things that a lot of people are dealing with in today's times. You know, I think my mom's 76, so I can only imagine how old, you know, your parents are. But it's tough, you know, and this is what a lot of people are having to do and choose. You think I would lose my mind if I had a child right now? Honestly, I think between taking care of my mom, being there for my wife, and having a job that, and we're barely keeping our heads above water. A child's, you know, on average in all of California is $30,000 a year, up to about, you know, 350 to $400,000 up until the age of 18. Certain socioeconomic brackets, that family will spend $1 million. You're not counting all the sports trips. You're not counting the braces. You're not counting. You're just talking about food, health, transportation, clothes, right? It gets very expensive very quickly in this age we live in. You know, everyone's saying two bags of groceries cost, you know, what, $100, $120, something like that, right? We were watching Home Alone last night, and it just hit me right in the head that when Kevin goes and buys groceries for the house, you know, it's two big full bags of groceries, and it's $19. You know, and it's filled so much that the all the groceries fall through the bag just to, you know, and then yeah, I mean, delivery pizza, what was it, 12 or 13 pizzas, 122.50, right? So it's just wild, kind of, you know, when you're like, geez, where we are right now, where we need to be. I mean, it's nowhere near where it needs to be, and if you're not making $140,000 for a family of four, you are, you know, that's the new poverty line in California, at least, you know, or at least, I mean, they say in on average, and this isn't just coastal cities, you know, this is, like I said, rural flyover towns as well. Obviously, it's not the same in, you know, Sacramento or San Francisco versus San Diego versus LA. Obviously, there's variations, but the through point is the same, that it's just exponentially costing more and more. And yeah, I don't know what the strategy is here. It doesn't seem like a viable one at this rate. Can any of you afford to buy a house now? Because the average home buyer is 40 years old. And now and that loan's gonna take 30 years to pay off. So I mean, you're gonna get your second house at 70 or what? How's that work? Like, uh, I don't know. They're just both robbing us blind. I mean, that's always been the case, right? It's just now. It's you can't see the trees from the forest with. Oh, you did this, but oh, no, Biden did that. Oh, and before that, Obama did this, and well, Bush did that. And it just gets to a point where we don't even see solutions. We just see anger and at the problems. And it's like I have this conversation with my wife all the time. I'm like, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm trying to find a solution here. Can we stop? Like, can we take it back a second? Like, and just think. I mean, shit, this country hasn't been united since 9/11 when we all wanted some payback. Think about that. The anger, that's what drew us together, right? Revenge. Not unity, not peace, not solidarity, no. Right? It's eye for an eye. That's what drew the world together. And now it's just tearing the world apart, it seems like. So there's not much we can do. I mean, you can do as much as you want. I love that argument. Well, MLK did this, yeah, and they shot his ass. So it's like you can do things, and there will be consequences, but for what you do and say. There, you have the freedom to do it, but it's just the world we live in that it's everyone has an opinion. Every piece of information is being shared faster than ever. We have all of the world's information at our fingertips to answer any question, and yet none of us can agree on a lot of things. On like, the sky is blue. This wall behind me is white. Well, that's more Navajo beige, really. I mean, like that's the world we live in. So, um, yeah, I just keep focusing on my family because they depend on me. I depend on them, and that's what really matters in this world. Community, people taking care of each other instead of this rat race, dog eat dog society where we have no problem throwing our neighbor off the bridge as long as we get the spoils of war, right? Because when it's someone else's issue, it's foreign to us. It's all the way over there. It's not real. Doesn't exist. But only once it affects us personally does it hit home. But by that point, it's you've already lost the plot. It's your house is burned down. The horse ran out the barn. The milk has been spilled. Whatever you want to say it as, but it's like unless we realize our history and learn from it, we're just going to continue to be shackled to these same bondages of bullshit that just keeps us going around in circles. And it's just my culture versus your culture, my beliefs versus your beliefs. And when in reality, our strings are getting pulled, talking heads are telling us what to think, how to react. And unfortunately, anger is the through line that a lot of people will tune into. It's not very entertaining to listen to a civics or philosophy lesson, even though it might enlighten your brain. It's not exactly a hard hitting, fast paced subject. So I don't know. Just been ranting and raving a lot on this one. I hope you guys found this interesting. I'm going to do some more talks like this, but let me know in the comments if you found this interesting, if you liked it. If you could do me a favor and hit like and maybe give me a subscribe, it really helps grow the channel. My goal is to try and hit 500 subscribers. I'm going to keep working and doing everything to do what I have to do. And I'm also going to give you some sneak peeks like my beautiful Lucy and lovely Bosco. Bosco!
Say hi to the camera. Wag that tail. Fluffy tail, fluffy tail, fluffy tail.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed the talk. I'll work on some more stuff and stay tuned. And yeah, stay strong. Love you guys. Peace.